second. I have the high ground.
This is more Lego than modern day Lego Star Wars. Smooth. We're gonna be able to attach some fun arms to this thing. I guess I'm selfish that way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited because I got some new sets. I always wanted to get my dad the DeLorean, but it was really expensive in the previous edition. Finally, they've released it as a Speed Champion set. Not very expensive, already on sale. Picked it up and I'm keeping it for myself. I got my mom a set as well to expand her floral bouquet at the country house. This is going out to her. Finally, we got the happy plants that my parents gifted me this summer for my birthday.
Oh, yes.
And this is probably the first Lego set that isn't a play set that I actually get in my entire life. Usually I stick to sets with mechs, vehicles, or creatures, but this is two smiling pots with a plant inside of them that can be turned evil and strange, but more about that later. 217 pieces, sold for around $23, bought for $18. Two cute little pots with plants inside of their head and the potential to go absolutely gremlin mode. The box is nothing special. Unlike most botanical sets, this has a lot more of a playful vibe to it. In the front, we got our yellow and blue pot with the different plants in their heads. An age recommendation of 9 years, which is unusual for the botanical set, considering they usually target older audiences. And in the back, there's just another cute photo of the two pots holding hands. And then we got a mix and match featured being displayed, as you can swap the plants out of their heads. I mean pots. And a little diagram showing you how tall these things become. Absolutely perfect for the bookshelf. So let's crack this bad boy open. Once you open the box, you get two instructions, so you can build together with family, friends, or your partner. Plastic bags once again. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of pick whichever one you want to start with. I'm going to start with the blue one. Starting off with bag number 3. This is such a pleasant blue color. I don't think I've ever built with this before. Potentially Knight's Kingdom. This is a new piece for me. So as soon as I see this, I'm hoping that these will go into like the Bionicle type of Technic axles, this type of stuff. Because if that's the case, then we can attach any arm that we want to this little plant, turning it to like a super evil gremlin mode mech almost. You can attach the Droideka arms to it, if that's the case. The reason why I put this set on my wish list, because I relocated for work and I wanted something that felt Lego, but not too Lego. And this set was so cute, and I wanted something that felt a little bit like, I don't know, Japanese tourist shop vibes. And I feel like this set definitely brings that energy. It's really cute. It doesn't really look like Lego, and Lego hasn't really done anything like it since. And I hope to see more in 2026. It would be really fun to get a follow-up of the Happy Plants. Maybe some mischievous plants. I'd like that. It's such a pleasant blue to look at as well. How could one not be happy looking at these? I feel like you could achieve something similar maybe back in the day, like 15 years ago. These new snot techniques go crazy. They're like in every set at this point. Last year, so 2025, was actually the first time in years that I had asked my parents for a Lego set for my birthday, and it was kind of out of this, not shame, but like, you know, I'm an adult. I don't really want my parents to think I'm being childish. So I had this fear of like telling them like, hey, I would appreciate a Lego set for my birthday. And I super appreciated getting one, especially this set, because I felt like I'm not asking for a toy, I'm asking for a home decoration. Not sure if anyone else can relate to that, but I just didn't want my parents thinking that I was being childish. Oh, this is so smooth. Like, these are the type of techniques that hide the fact that it's Lego. This thing is so smooth. I gifted someone this for Christmas, like a last minute purchase. And I feel like this is the type of set you could give to anyone because they're cute, they're fun, it's Lego. And I think for anyone that's maybe alone, which my friend is, that it's a nice thing to give someone like a chance to reconnect with their inner child, and I highly recommend giving people Lego for that reason. They might not ask for it, but I feel like everyone will appreciate a little downtime and a little bit of escapism from the real world. This has to be like the smoothest thing I've ever built. This has to be one of the cutest printed pieces that Lego has ever made. I mean, look at that. Is it upside down or not? Hard to tell. Worst case, it's an evil, sad plant. That is super cute. And we only got one spare piece left out of this, and that is probably a first. But yeah, that's our first little pot. On to bag number 4. I find it a little bit funny thinking of the plants as their brain. I mean, it's quite dark and oh, this is a new piece. Hello. But what I'm gonna do to these plants after they're done is a lot more brutal than ripping out their brains. Some Exoforce claws. I don't know about you fine folks, but I am quite exhausted by Lego Harry Potter because I was there for the first couple of waves and then it went off the shelves for a bit. But I've seen these sets be recreated over and over and over again. And yeah, I wouldn't mind if they disappeared off the shelves for a bit, allowing a new IP or a new just original theme to enter the shelves, because it's getting very repetitive with Star Wars as well. Some of the sets I'm nostalgic for, but a lot of it just feels like I've seen this like 3 or 4 times already in the last 15 years. Like, give me something new and give me an actual theme this time, not the nostalgia baiting 18+ sets that are like $300. Give me a proper theme. No more one-off nostalgia baiting sets. Please, Lego. Play sets and original themes. Tell your own stories, not everyone else's. All right, so this actually kind of hurt to put together. It's a lot of pushing small pieces into one another and it hurt. Let's put this thing together. And then we have the little roots that will connect the brain to the pot. And we slam it in. And we gently place it inside of our pot. That's pretty cute. Now we're on to bag number 1, which includes the yellow Happy Plant pot. In the instructions, it actually gives you a little bit of information about what plant you're building, which I completely missed because I'm here to build Lego, which is why I'm building both of them by myself, because I like these sets. Unless it's a blindfold challenge, I kind of want to build my own sets. I don't like sharing them. I guess I'm selfish that way. Something that I didn't know when I got these were that they were highly customizable and that people have modified them with all sorts of different limbs, turning them very chaotic, which I thought was very nostalgic considering that Lego is supposed to, you buy it, you build it, and then you break it down and build your own thing, which Lego doesn't really promote anymore. And I thought that the fact that the Happy Plants inspired people to go crazy with the design was quite fun to see. And somehow it just feels like this is more Lego than modern day Lego Star Wars, which doesn't do alt builds or anything like that anymore. I've seen quite a few of these at work, which is quite fun, which makes me feel like liking Lego as an adult, no problem in 2026. It's a bit interesting to think that I grew up at a time when Lego pieces always had exposed studs like this. But now there's kids that are gonna grow up with Lego just being super smooth. I mean, personally, I don't like that because I want to be able to put my minifigs like wherever on different vehicles, which, I mean, you can't do that when all the sets are super smooth. Talk about smooth. Attach the little back and the booty. And yes, we can. These things are so smooth. And these are so cute. Definitely don't feel like Lego when you don't see a single stud. My bad, I guess we see 4. We're gonna be able to attach some fun arms to this thing. Going out of order has felt totally strange. Now we're on to our final bag, number 2. These leaves are pretty nice. They probably appear in the botanical sets that I've given my mom, but I've never built a botanical set like this before. Okay, and that covers it like that. Then we just need to make the little connection for the brain. That is that, and then we pop it in right there. And now we have 2 Happy Plants. To score this set, we're gonna take a look at the play value, the build experience and techniques, the price, and finally the execution. Well, this isn't really a play set, it's a botanical set of sorts and it's not really meant to be played with. However, there is so much chaotic fuel in these little Happy Plant sets, considering you can swap out the arms for literally anything with a pin axle connection. And if you do decide to customize these little Happy Plants, it takes them from a pretty much non-existent play value to at least a 4 out of 5, considering that they can turn into the most chaotic little Happy Plants that you have ever seen. However, keep in mind that this is what you get in the set. You do not get extra limbs. So if you're giving this to someone to customize, make sure that it's a Lego fan, because otherwise they wouldn't have the pieces needed to turn these into the gremlin type of Happy Plants. So just to make that point very clear, this is not a play set. This is something different from the botanical line, which I really appreciate. There isn't much play value here considering it isn't an actual play set, but due to the chaotic nature of how you can customize these, I would like to give it a 4 out of 5. But do remember, do not pick this up for someone who doesn't have the required parts to make them into chaotic Happy Plants. In that case, they would just be Happy Plants. The building experience is unlike most sets that I build. I build mostly play sets, and this is definitely not one of them, but it's very smooth and it's very cute. It doesn't really look like Lego, but the building experience is definitely Lego. This set just reminds me of those ball machines where you put in a coin and you get a little toy, but like something that you would find in like a Japanese souvenir shop, because they just have that cute little anime charm to them. I don't know if that makes sense. The Happy Plants are very easy to build, and you get 2 instructions so you can share the experience with your friend, partner, or family member. You can literally build the Happy Plants on a flight with your parents, at a restaurant, at date night with your partner, or just at home with your friend. They're that easy to build. But I chose to build both of them myself, and it was fun. Overall, I think this set achieves exactly what it set out to do. A quick build that you can share with your partner, friend, or family member that ends up looking really cute, very simple, and doesn't really look like Lego, which I think the botanical line is kind of set out to do. And the gimmick where you swap the plants around is quite fun, and the chaotic nature of how you can customize these just bring it up to a 5 out of 5 for building experience and building techniques. In terms of price, the Happy Plants are quite affordable. I picked one up for a Christmas party where I had forgotten to get a gift, scooped it for 18 bucks in a hurry, but I think it was appreciated. I bought this set for someone who doesn't frequently buy Lego, but it didn't really hurt my wallet considering it only set me back 18 bucks. However, Star Wars would be a totally different situation, because you want to get someone a nice Star Wars set. You don't want to get the cheapest type. And those sets, even though they're small, cost the same as this. So I think this is a way more fun present to give. In the end, the Happy Plants fulfill all of my expectations, and you get exactly what you pay for. 5 out of 5 for price. The execution on the Happy Plants is fantastic. I asked for these for my birthday because I was relocating for work, and I wanted these chibi style Lego pots because they didn't really look like Lego. I'm a huge fan of Lego, but my partner, respectfully, is not as big of a fan of Lego. So I wanted something for the apartment that didn't scream Lego, and these are perfect for just that. It's low-key sophisticated, playful, and chaotic. And the chaotic nature of how you can customize these just elevates the set a little bit more.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
You can add your own personality and twist to it with whatever sets you got at home. Somehow these Happy Plants feel more like Lego than Lego Star Wars and Lego Ninjago does today, considering that there's an angle of customization to this set that I've seen so much online. And we've lost that. There aren't alt builds in Ninjago sets as far as I've seen for quite a while, and there's no alt builds in Lego Star Wars the same way that it used to feel. And that just leaves me feeling like these are more Lego than Lego Star Wars is today. Maybe that's controversial. Man, I miss when Lego would promote alt builds. Anyway, the Happy Plants are 5 out of 5 for execution. I mean, how could you not love these adorable little plants? The sets are really cute, and it doesn't end there because there's another gimmick where you can swap the plant heads around, which I think just elevates the set a little bit more, and it feels a bit more thoughtful and mature. We end up with another 19 out of 20 like the last set that I reviewed, and it's almost like I only buy sets that I think are good. The Happy Plants are a great gift for those who don't think about the bricks on the daily. It's an even better gift for those who do think about the bricks on the daily. And it's an even more amazing gift for those who want to mix these bricks with their bricks at home and brick up something chaotic, probably creating the most violent and chaotic plants you've ever built with Lego bricks before. I think this is a set that most adults should have in their collection. Build it with your partners or your family or friends, or build it by yourself. And on a rainy day where you might feel down, you can customize it to your liking. And in the end, they're happy plants. And there's a reason why I think they've been nicknamed by one of my subscribers, the antidepressant plants. In a world that feels very chaotic and there's so much noise online, these little happy plants will give you a time and space to get a little bit of peace and quiet. In the end, we're all human, and I think the happy plants are a great way for you to sit down, connect with your inner child, and cut yourself some slack. I would recommend anyone picking this setup for themselves or a loved one, because the happy plants are kind of bound to put a smile on someone's face because these are so cute. With that said, we got some tough choices to make regarding the future of the channel. Are we building the DeLorean next? A vintage radio? A Battle Droid with STAP? Or a 3-in-1 creator camera set? Or maybe some Batmobiles? Or maybe you have other suggestions. Drop them down in the comments and let's figure out what we're gonna build next. With that said, I now have to go and walk my dog.